Hi, I'm Joe from ASmarterHomeCanada, and this week we're going to be taking a look at the Wyze Cam version 4. Wait, don't click off the video yet. I know Wyze has hurt you in the past. It seems we can't go more than a couple of months without hearing about another data breach at Wyze. This is something that has plagued them for years. And because of the nature of the business, it's something that's going to probably plague them for years to come as well. I don't think that there is going to be any company out there that handles video feeds over the internet that isn't going to be breached at some point. The original Wyze Cam was one of the first smart home products that I ever purchased. I've always thought they've been great quality for such a low price. As they released new cameras, I continued to buy them. I now have I think 6 Wyze Cams around my house. They do my video security for me, along with a couple other things. You can look back at some of my videos to see how I use them, and I use them pretty unconventionally. So let's see if the Wyze Cam version 4 can win a spot in my smart home. We'll get to the unboxing right after the jump. First up, we have the box. Wyze has crammed a lot of information on here. I'll put everything important up on the screen there for you to take a look at. Box is nicely designed. Everything seems very well packed. Let's open this up. Opening up the box, we've got a sticker that says, "I backed Wyze Cam 4." Your quick start guide for those who like instructions. And this brings us to the camera itself. Slightly different design from the other Wyze cameras that I have. I noticed the front's a little bigger. It's made of plastic. Seems fairly solid. A little lighter than I expected it to be. Let's shake the rest out. You've got the nice flat USB cord, your magnetic holder, and your USB plug. Also some mounting screws if needed. But here we go, that's what's in the box. Taking a look at the camera itself, the black portion on the front seems bigger, but I guess that's because it does have the floodlight built in here. The lens itself seems about the same size. There is some writing on there. I'm just going to try to get a clear shot. Nope, I'll have to take a picture of that. I'll put it up here. We have the familiar Wyze kickstand for mounting and positioning your camera, the slot for your SD card, and the setup button underneath. Also, your kickstand is magnetized to help with the mounting process. Now that we're finished unboxing, let's get it all set up in the Wyze app. Should be very simple to do. First thing we're going to do is open up the Wyze app and press plus to add a new device. Press add device. We're adding a camera, and we are going to pick the Wyze Cam version 4, which is right at the top. Make sure your camera is plugged in and the light is flashing red. Press the setup button on the bottom of the camera.
Ready to connect.
Click the tick box and press begin setup.
Ready to connect.
Searching for the device. Select your network. Press connect.
Ready to connect. Connection is in progress. Please wait. Setup completed.
Name the camera. Press next. It's going to ask if you want to sign up for Cam Plus. It's giving me a free 30-day trial. So I'm just going to hit continue, and I'll just put a note to cancel this since I haven't decided what I'm going to be using the camera for. You now can add this to a group or share the device. I'm just going to skip that and hit finish to complete the setup, and now it's giving me some advice on where to install. All set, press complete, and the camera is activated. Before I start testing and comparing the cameras, I just want to point out one feature that seems to come with this camera that is not listed on the box anyplace. It is a feature called Smart Focus. When you have this feature activated, if an object or something it detects as movement comes into the field of vision, it is going to zoom in and track that subject until either A, it stops moving, or B, it leaves its field of vision. This is one of those little features that it doesn't seem like much, but it does make a big difference. And considering, as of right now, that feature is free on the camera. It's not part of the Cam Plus model. It's having little free extras like this that might bring some people back to the Wyze environment. And I really hope this feature rolls out to other versions of the cameras. This is what that feature looks like when I go out and check to make sure if my car is locked. There is, however, one thing to note about this feature. If you go into your SD card and check the footage, it just stays as the standard video, with no zooming in or tracking. Now that that's out of the way, let's test the version 4 against the version 3 against the version 2, see if this is a big improvement over previous models. The first test we're going to run is general indoor use. I've just taken the 3 cameras and put them in the app together. We have version 4 up top, version 3 in the middle, version 2 at the bottom. I'll focus in on these one at a time, starting with the version 2. For an older camera, this seems to have held up pretty well. I do see a bit of damage in the bottom corner, but the colors are nice and bright. Everything seems very clear. The only problem I'm seeing is where the big window is at the back. It seems to be flooded out a little more than I thought it would be. Going from version 2 to version 3, we do see a big improvement. The quality is definitely better. The colors are a little more vibrant. The lighting isn't as washed out as much. Everything just looks perfect in this. And considering this camera is pointed outside 24/7 when I'm not doing videos, there is no sun damage in the picture at all. Looking at this, I can say I'm pretty impressed. Things are much more clearer with this. That is that jump to 2K. You can actually make out some of the pattern in the flooring. The lighting in the back is still bright, but you can make out the back wall completely. You can even see details of what's up on the shelves, everything like that. So overall, the picture is clearer than the V3, and I think this is a step in the right direction for Wyze. Already the simple test has shown that this camera is a little bit of an improvement over the version 3, but let's keep the testing going. We're going to bring this outside and test the 3 cameras again. So we've got a beautiful day here in Southern Ontario. It's nice, bright, sunny. It's a little chilly out. It is only a high of +6 right now. I'll convert to American over here, and let's take a look at the testing footage that I just shot. First up, here's the shot of all 3 cameras. I am noticing that the V4 is slightly brighter. Once again, that's the one on the top, V3 in the middle, and V2 at the bottom. Overall, they're looking good, but let's see what happens when we zoom in and get a clearer picture. First up, we have the V2, and it does look like there is some lens damage happening with the camera. It's probably because the camera is several years old, and it did spend a lot of time outside in the elements. It looks like I'm going to have to replace this.
Why?
Wyze Cam V3. Hey look, a bird. Now I gotta admit, I like that hole in the tree better when it was filled with baby owls, but they haven't come this year, so I guess a bird will have to do. Back to the camera, I've got nothing to complain about. The colors are nice and bright, the picture is nice and clear, you can make out a good amount of details. As far as I'm concerned, the Wyze Cam version 3, dollar for dollar, hardware-wise, is probably one of the best cameras on the market. Unfortunately, we can't say the same thing about the software and security side of the product. Like I said earlier, the first thing I noticed is the whole picture seems to be much brighter. I'm going to flip back to the version 3 just as a quick comparison here. There is a noticeable improvement to the image quality. You seem to be able to see a little deeper into the forest. The video has more depth to everything, a little more vibrant, and more details are coming through with the version 4. You may have noticed that I did record audio on all 3 versions of the Wyze camera. You can compare the audio yourself. I'm getting old, I'm starting to lose a bit of hearing, so I can't really tell much of a difference. There seems to be a little more quality in the audio for the version 3 and 4 than the 2, but I'm not an expert in that situation. I'm not even an expert in this situation. What you see here is not a blank screen. This is the actual footage from the V2 night vision. Without any external light, this camera picks up nothing. So we're going to eliminate it from any further testing in this video. Now that we have one camera completely out of the picture, I'm going to run this test a little bit different. First up, here's the footage from the Wyze camera version 3 with the night vision turned on. Now I'm going to flip over to the Wyze Cam version 4 with the night vision. We're going to turn on the built-in spotlight to see if that improves the quality of the image. It definitely does. And finally, bring back the version 3 as a direct side-by-side comparison. With that test, it does seem that the Wyze version 3 does have a better night vision mode, which I'm surprised but not surprised, because with both these cameras, they don't want you to use the night vision mode. They just want you to leave it in the color mode, and the camera is going to adapt to dark conditions. This is a feature that works really well on the V3. Let's see how it does on the V4. The night vision mode on the V3 has always impressed me. I am on the edge of town. My backyard gets very dark. This is extremely low light conditions. So for a camera working with just the ambient light around it, this is fantastic. Let's see version 4 and then do the side-by-side comparison. I honestly was not expecting this quality level difference between the two cameras. This night vision is absolutely outstanding. Working with next to no light, you can see deep into the forest. You can actually even see some stars twinkling behind the trees. This quality improvement might just be the best feature of this new camera. Let's see how that looks in side-by-side comparison. And as you can see, the version 4 blows the version 3 out of the water in this feature. It's so much clearer that you don't have that grainy, shadowy foreground that you get with the version 3. Everything is super clear. Hands down, when it comes to recording in low light, the version 4 comes out a clear winner. Now let's talk about the good and the bad of the camera. The good parts are: 1, it's 50 bucks Canadian. 2, the picture is nice and clear. 3, the night vision is fantastic. 4, the new smart focus feature is a really nice little software upgrade that we get with this camera. I really like that feature, and I really do hope it stays free. And finally, 5, it does seem to be an improvement over previous generations of the Wyze cameras. For the camera itself, I don't see a lot of negatives with it. It does everything you expect a Wyze Cam to do. The main problem is Wyze itself. Wyze has just taken away the option to add Cam Plus Light to the version 4s. You can still do it for the 1, 2s, and 3s, but the version 4s, Cam Plus Light is no longer an option. As impressed with the camera that I am, I'm not switching all my other cameras out at this point. The camera is going to replace one of my Wyze Cam V3s. I'm going to point this one up at the sky so I can track meteors going over the house. And the reason I'm going to replace that one is because the color night vision on this, I think I can get some pretty clear shots of some nice meteors going over. Where with the Wyze Cam 3, I had to be in black and white mode to be able to pick those up. And with that, that's going to bring us to the end of the video. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you did like the video, great. Hit the like and subscribe button. Click on the beaver once he shows up at the end. We'll see you next time. And if you didn't like the video, I don't care. I'm just an old Canadian guy in his new Canadian home trying to make it a little bit smarter and having some fun while doing it. Thanks for watching. You're always in